And the departure of some high-level staffers, that's been raising concern for some people over the vice president's leadership style. We talked about this a few weeks ago. We talked about it this morning, too, and it keeps coming up again and again. So let's bring in our D.C. insider, another friend of the show, BNC political strategist, Ameshia Cross joins us live. And I thank you in bright yellow, but I need you to make it stop, Ameshia. Make it stop. The Washington Post, Political. They're just two of the media outlets who have been reporting on this so-called dysfunction inside Vice President Kamala Harris's team. Two more people have left. I mean, we're several years in now. Are there issues, or is this natural turnover? You tell us.
Absolutely, and thanks for having me, Sharon. This is a circular firing squad of DC media that has been attacking Kamala Harris since before she was actually chosen as VP. These are the same media groups, Politico, Washington Post, and several others, that came after Kamala when she was still on the campaign trail, vying for the presidential nomination for the Democratic Party. The frustrating part that I have as somebody who has worked in the White House, I worked in the Obama administration in communications, is that it is not rare for you to see people leave, especially those in communications jobs, leave an administration within the first year. Actually, it is quite normal to see it. Ashley Edian, for example, the communications director, she talked about only spending a year there when she accepted the position. So this shouldn't have been a surprise to anyone. Simone Sanders, she's going to other opportunities. She hasn't announced which one it is yet, but acknowledging the fact that she was the chief spokesperson for the vice president, but also acknowledging that she was on the campaign trail. When you transition from the campaign trail to the presidency, to working for the vice president, and being a part of that inner circle and the embattlement that has happened there, I think that there's an amount of stress, there's an amount of running on all cylinders 24/7 that comes with that I don't think that the general public understands. But guess who does? DC media. And they have never pressed anyone else who's left a White House position at those levels like they are doing these two who are exiting, nor have they attacked a vice president with the vitriol we have seen Kamala Harris receive. This is, quite frankly, unseen. This is unheard of. This is misogynoir. We know that she's getting attacks because she's a woman. We know that she's getting attacks because she's a Black woman, and they just are relentless.
Yeah, they are. And I know that, there's this adage where, they buy their ink by the barrel, so you can't fight it. But Ameshia, should this be called exactly what it is? And I know some have done that even within the Biden-Harris orbit, but shouldn't more of it? Shouldn't America just rip the Band-Aid off and give them the truth here? Call out these reporters?
Absolutely. And I think that we've seen some investigative journalists who are trying to do just that, pointing to the articles and the very blatant language that they've used. For instance, while Kamala was on the campaign trail, a lot of her accomplishments were diminished by these same papers, the Washington Post and others, talking about her basically sleeping her way to the top. That was sleazy journalism at its best, also blatantly false. And I think that if she was not the Black achieving woman that she is, she would have not received those attacks. And to be a Black woman surrounded by many Black people in your office, and you know this, Sharon, it is very hard to stand up for yourself or have your staff to stand up for you and not look like the angry Black women. That is what they want to posit here. She is running against, Kamala Harris is up against so much when it comes to her race, but also her gender. And we're watching all of those things basically conflate right now. And DC media attack her day in and day out when she's literally doing her job, and she's doing an excellent job at it. She can't even get the shout outs for a lot of the things that are within her portfolio that she's received, a lot of accomplishment for, specifically the relations that she's had across multiple partners, specifically those that are our European allies. She's done an amazing job there. She's done an amazing job with the Northern Triangle countries. And we've heard from their leaders how they laud her for the work that she's done and the policy mind that she brings to the table. She's not getting that level of respect on the American front, quite frankly, because our media does not want to give it to her.
Yeah, and we're talking across the board. We're not talking about Fox News here. We're talking about across the board. So we could pretend that she doesn't want to be president one day. That's why she took this job, because she wants to be president one day. So what should she demand of the Democratic Party, the media? Because one woman, even a powerful woman, cannot take this on and win.
Respect and protection. I am quite frankly unabashedly disturbed by the fact that the DNC has basically tucked and run and allowed Kamala Harris to be dragged through the mud day in and day out by the DC media that they so desperately want attention from. With that being said, in my humble opinion, I believe that they are setting themselves up for a fight. We're watching this unforeseen vitriol between, or that they're trying to set up between Kamala Harris and Secretary Pete Buttigieg. And I think that with that being said, there is a push from some members of the DNC and some members of the Democratic Party, high-ranking members, to ensure that Kamala Harris does not only not receive the nomination when she does decide to run, but that all of her hopes of ascension are going to be just a daydream as such. And it's frustrating because any vice president, I don't care who you are, what party you are, any vice president wants to be president. That's why you take the vice presidential position. This isn't new. Her ambition is not unheard of. But with that being said, she's someone that is facing unprecedented and in some ways insurmountable attacks, and she's handling it the best way that she can. She needs other Democrats. She needs the party. She needs these strategists to actually step forward and make sure that they are communicating not only what she's doing, but also slamming the media, because you're correct. This isn't just a Fox News drive. You have left-wing media, you have moderate media, you have our main standard bearer medias, the original 5 news stations. They're all doing the exact same thing. And that is an extremely tough month to beat.
Let me tell you something. There, as I said several weeks ago when we had our table, there's people. There are people in the Biden orbit, in the Democratic Party, just what you said, Ameshia Cross, who don't want to see this happen. It makes me love her more, and it makes me want to say to other Black people, now's the time to flex and demand it. Could be wrong. You're the DC insider. We got so much more to talk about with you this week. We're out of time, but let's think about more here, because it's time to flex. And I know you know what I mean. So I'll see you back here Wednesday for Sharon's Take. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? It's time to flex.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you're the one right there to do it. I think you ought to run one day, too. Maybe you should head over. We don't want to lose you. Maybe you should head over to the VP's orbit and handle things.
I don't want to see that coming.
There it is. There it is. A yellow looks good on you, too. Ameshia Cross, thank you.